Hello and welcome back to On the Road Adventure. It is a very hot and sunny day here in France.
It's going to get about 30, 31 degrees today at least.
Awesome. Well, that's what we come for. We come to find sunshine. We don't get much of it in the UK, so you've got to go look for it elsewhere.
Exactly.
So originally we had a plan, which is very rare for us, but we were going to follow a scenic route down through France that a friend of ours has laid out for us. And yeah, we were going to see what we could see there. But it does seem to take us a very long time to get anywhere. What we do with editing and stuff along the way, it just takes us far longer. You know, when people plan for us, it's impossible for them to anticipate these things. So, as I've always said about plans, the thing about a plan is it just adds pressure, and you feel bad that you're not in that place where you plan to be.
Yeah, and I also think France is very deceiving, because when
Massive.
you look at the map, you think, oh yeah, it's just from here to there. But then once you actually start riding, you realise the massive land it actually is.
Yeah, that's why the motorways and toll roads are so effective here. It makes a lot of sense, but we're not interested in doing any of that. No.
So we might just go a little bit quicker on the slow roads, are we?
That's the plan. So we do have a loose plan. We really want to go and do the Pyrenees. So Eva hasn't been that way before, and I know it's spectacular. So we are going to set a route for the far side of the Pyrenees, over by the Mediterranean Sea. Yeah. And so we're just going to cut right across France, and we're going to head over for there, and then we're going to spend more time where we want to be, in the mountains.
Well, let's see how many kilometres can we knock out today.
Well, it's about 635 kilometres to the start of the Pyrenees at the end that we want to be at. So I reckon it'll take us about 2.5, 3 days. That's my guess. But let's see what we see along the way. Well, we won't be seeing bugger all if we don't clean up these screens and our visors. They are caked in bugs. I was using the Oxford mint stuff before, which is very good and smells lovely, but we got some of this muck off one this time. And I have to say, this stuff is brilliant. It's really effective. Top marks for this one. So I like to drown the bugs first, so they all soften up, and then I'll come around and wipe it after. Try to reduce the chances of scratching screens. They are cooked on there.
Yeah, smashed and baked bugs. It does feel double, triple hot.
Yeah, so the heat is where the consideration for these Helite vests come in. I know it is one of the top objections to having a Helite, is that it's another big thing that you've got to wear on top of your bike gear. So I guess we are going to find that out one way or the other. 31 degrees now. I'm not complaining though. I'll tell you, winter in the UK went on and on and on. For about 500 years it was winter in the UK.
Well, the thing with hot weather is that once you move in, it gets a bit better, doesn't it?
I keep seeing trails and tracks everywhere here, and one of the regular people that talked to us on Facebook was saying to go and find some of the Tet in France. It's quite easy because it's really flat here, which is really tempting. But if I'm honest, I don't know how I go about locating that. So yeah, I think probably starting with the ACT makes more sense. This Tenere is so forgiving. I cannot tell you how many times I start off in second, or go into a junction, I've messed up the gears and you go in on fourth or something. The bike's completely unbothered. It just deals with it no matter what. It's brilliant. The only objection I think we're both finding with this bike is the clutch, and I think it is a common problem. So the bike really needs a bit of a warm up before you go anywhere, but the clutch is very much on or off right at the end of its reach. And I know that there is a modification you can make to the Teneres. A lot of people do that, the camel 2-finger clutch fix or whatever, and it just elongates that area of action for the clutch. I think we'll probably be doing that. It'll really help with slow speed control, I think. Look at how this car's pulled over to the right to let us pass. He's about the 4th one in a row now to do that. I don't know, they must love bikers here in France or something. It's unbelievable. They just seem to move out your way for you. How good is this? This is what it's all about. Big open spaces, hardly any traffic on the roads, sun shining. This is what it's all about. Loving life. We have had a cracking ride this morning. I really enjoyed myself. It could not be any better with this sunshine and blue skies and rural France. I mean, look, it is beautiful. flat, yeah, fair enough, but it is stunning. Anyway, we just stumbled across a massive decathlon, and we're hoping that we can nip in here and get a couple of bits that we feel like we're lacking, just to make our travels a little bit more comfortable. All we got to do now is find the way in.
Yeah, it's a bit of a labyrinth here.
Here we go. Shady parking as well, look at that. All as well.
Well, I just stayed here in the car park minding the bikes while Rich went to find some stuff. And what did you get?
Right, well, I have 2 multi-use straps there I found from like a climbing thing. I have absolutely no idea what that is. It looks like the G-hook sort of style that's on these bags. So I'm hoping we can use that with this strapping on here to maybe put some stuff on. And I got us some carabiners.
It looked proper as well.
On these soft bags, there is 1,000 places to connect things. So we're hoping that we can take out some things from the bags here. Like we've got some chairs, and then I'm going to try to strap it on here. And then that is going to free up room inside our panniers. Because not being able to carry bottles of water and stuff is pretty problematic. We just don't have any spare room. So we're going to get some of this out, strap it on here, and then we'll have some spare space.
How many people are screaming hard luggage right now at the telly, you think?
I don't know. How many people are screaming, you probably don't need your Kais heated jacket?
We don't.
We probably don't need that, no. No. There is a Kais heated vest here for you in case you get cold.
Yeah.
But this is exactly what I'm talking about. So these are our camping chairs, and they're essential. The last trip we did, we didn't take them, and boy did we miss it. You know, you've got to have somewhere to sit and, you know, work with the computer and stuff. But these do come with some straps on here. So this is my plan, is to strap it
Marry up over there,
on
yeah.
here. Because 2 of those is taking up probably 10 or 15 litres of space in the pannier.
Absolute waste of space, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's not a waste of space,
But I mean, waste of space keeping it inside when we can strap it on.
But it really doesn't matter if it's outside, and even if it's raining, it doesn't matter if it gets wet. So that is going there. That's my plan anyway. There we go. Pile it up high. It's not ideal, but a couple of carabiners, and now we've freed up all of that space in that pannier.
I've seen a lady online on the Moto Camping page, and she's got like a nice trailer she puts on the back of the bike, and she can sleep in it.
Yeah, we need one of them, yeah. Mm. And then you can get a trailer for all the things that you're going to put in it, the air fryer and all that stuff.
All that.
Yeah. I think it's called a road train. My second part of my luggage plan was to find like a bungee net. A friend of ours was telling us about it. He said he always travels with one, puts it over his bag, and then you got an additional area to stuff jackets or your baguette or whatever it is you grab along the way. But sadly, the ones we ordered didn't turn up in time before we had to go, so... But yeah, you would think they would have that in Decathlon, wouldn't you? You would think that walkers or climbers would use that sort of thing. Anyway, we just freed up probably 10 or 15 litres of space in our luggage. It's the little wins, they all add up, you know, makes a big difference.
Which way is out?
Right. Look at all these van lifers living here, letting this bit of field.
Right outside of the Decathlon. What a perfect place.
Yeah, everything you need. Good luck to them. I really don't blame people doing that. It's like living on a permanent holiday if you can find a way to make that work. Good luck to you. I love it when things come together. Look at this, we just stumbled across a place here. What's he got to sell there? Fruits maybe? No idea what that is. Anyway, into Marseille, which is always a very convenient one because we can get something to eat, get a cold drink, and there'll be a petrol station around the corner, no doubt. Also, for those travelling in France, these places are great for washing machines. We like to put our things in and then go get some lunch or get your bits and pieces, and it's done when you come out. Yeah, this is good enough here, look. I'm not quite sure if you can see these little guys, but there's loads of finches in the rafters up here. There's one sat on that sign. Lovely little birds. Eva's gone into the supermarket, and meanwhile I'm stood here. Now usually I stand around with the bikes, ideally somewhere in the shade, which we have achieved this time, but I found that now we've put the seats somewhere where it's so easily accessed I can knock up a chair in moments. How about that? Waiting around in style, not bad, eh? while I'm waiting around here for Eva to get us some lunch and things and come back out, I thought perhaps now might be a good time to try to answer some of the comments and questions that we've got now in the comments regarding the Helite Airvest. So the Helite Airvest, they're something that, you know, some people are strongly for and some people are strongly against. But, you know, obviously they have a very serious benefit to them, and it's something that we've thought about for a long time, and I'll tell you why it's got to that point. Now, you know, it's something that's a little bit serious really, but, you know, it's something that we all have to think about and discuss when you want to be a biker and ride motorcycles. And of course, the more miles that you do on a bike, the odds of having a problem, you know, they start to go up. So I used to run a large group for motorcycles and you know, day trips and organise, you know, tours and stuff like that. And so I got to know a fairly large group of guys pretty well. And one of the regular couples that would come out of us were an older couple in their 70s. They've been riding together for, you know, many years. And as the rider, they would, you know, rider and pillion. As the rider began to get older and he was starting to have little drops here and there, he decided to move away from his 1300 muscle bikes and went to a bike and sidecar. We were on a group ride one day, and when we were riding, he hit the brakes quite hard on that. And anybody who knows about you know, bike and sidecars will know that it can pull off to one direction very steeply. Sadly, this is what happened, and yeah, he ended up being swerved straight off the road, and there was a very steep bank off the side of the road. The usual pillion was in the sidecar, and she got trapped in the sidecar when it hit a tree at the top of the bank. But the rider went over the handlebars, down the bank, and hit the trees along the way. Now, I found myself down the bank with a couple of others down there while we're waiting on the air ambulance, and yeah, it wasn't pretty, and it was pretty apparent to us that he had broken his back when we were down there. The air ambulance did a fantastic job. We should all support that charity whenever there's an opportunity to do so. But sadly, yeah, he was paralysed. Now, this meant that he did spend the next few months in hospital, you know, operations and trying to recover and whatnot. And during that time, he was getting bed sores and infections and things. And needless to say, it was not a very pleasant time. And sadly, he did pass away because of all that. So, and it, you know, it wasn't a very nice few months before the end of that. Now, lots of people in our group of friends in that ride-out group then started looking into airbag vests and things, and some did buy them right away, and we've ummed and ahed for a long time. And yeah, we got the opportunity now to get a couple, so we're going to try it out. We're going to see what we think, see what the pros and cons are, that sort of thing. Sure, you know, they're not the coolest things to have, and at what point do you stop with the health and safety, you know, when it comes to these things? We all accept the risks of motorcycles. When we were getting on the ferry the other day, we bumped into a really nice couple, and again, they've been riding together for many years, and they also had an accident when a lady reversed out of her driveway into their path. And yeah, their injuries weren't very nice, and they haven't ridden on the bike since, and they were asking our advice about it. Now, the thing for me is, as I say, we all accept the risk, and I would never consider not riding my bike because of the risk. I would be, you know, so sad and depressed without a bike. I need a bike, that's what I do, I ride bikes. So I would never consider it. So, you know, should we all be wearing these air vests? That's up to you. We all accept different levels of risk. Some people will ride around in the sunshine in t-shirt and shorts. It's not for me to tell you whether you should or shouldn't, but I ain't gonna do it. Whether the vest is too far or not, I don't know. But chat to us in the comments about it. Let us know what you think, what your opinions and thoughts are, and yeah, we'll keep using them on this tour and see how we get on. And, you know, we'll update you and see what we think about it.
We found some nice shade to park in, but the staff didn't like us parked there, so we had to move. So we're now under a small shade of a tree on our camping chairs, which has actually worked out very well.
I don't know, it took so long to realise that we need to leave these chairs so that we can access them all the time. Yeah, they've literally 30 seconds to put it up out its bag.
Anyway, Powerade each to keep us all powered. I found some kind of salads. They don't look very promising, but that's going to be better than bread. And then I've got enough dinner for probably 2 days. Bag of potatoes and two tins of beef bourguignon.
Oh yeah? you remember last time we started trying the tin food when we were abroad?
Well,
some of it was alright though, to be fair. It's a bit of a lucky dip, isn't it?
I bought some coffee. I missed my normal coffee.
Nice.
I don't know what it is.
I look strong now.
It does.
Yeah.
7 out of 10 or something. Obviously some strawberries, because we have been eating just bread lately, so some strawberries do us good. I didn't take my phone in the shop, so I'm guessing this is ham and egg for you.
That is ham salad, definitely.
Yeah.
What we don't know is that this fork is either compostable or edible.
And is there a cookie inside?
I don't know. That's quite good, isn't it? Oh. Look at all this in here. What's this?
Oh, wow.
That must be a dressing.
It's a dressing.
Little cookie.
Oh, you even got two
Fork.
tiny breadsticks.
Yeah. I don't know if you eat the fork or it's compostable. We have to get Google Translate
Probably
or you try it out.
can't eat it, no. Although, I do dare you to try to eat the fork.
Yeah, you would do, wouldn't you?
We're just sat here minding our own business, and I cannot describe how many people walking by on the car park have smiled at us and said to us, bon appetit. And we think, we don't really know much about French culture, but we think that's probably like a very...
I think it's like a greeting. There's no way they're
Yeah.
having a laugh at us or anything, I think.
No.
Although we probably do look a bit odd sat here in the car park under a tree.
in some village shop.
Nah, we're living the life, I reckon. Quite happy, yeah.
Everyone seems to be really nice.
I was just thinking that earlier. Everybody I've encountered so far in France has been really friendly.
Ah, well, now that you said it.
Yeah, well, there's got to be one everywhere, isn't there? Well, that's some food and drink for us done, so let's sort out the Teneres as well. Let's get them a nice drop of fuel.
Oh no, I've got a spider under my tank bag. Look at that. Woo!
Imagine having 8 feet and all too hot. I'll tell you something a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Well, I was pouring that fuel in, I could feel how cold it was. And suddenly that seemed quite appealing to me as well. I thought, I don't know, it smells alright. Perhaps we won't give that a go.
Heat stroke or something.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe make me go faster. What a nice pleasant stop that was. We probably sat there for, I don't know, 45 minutes or something. It was really nice under that tree. A nice salad and that. It's the simple things like that that make this touring so enjoyable. The real key with it is to really slow things down and take the time to sit there and watch the world go by, you know, enjoy these things. Which sounds counterintuitive, because only this morning were we moaning that we never seem to have enough time to see all the things that we want to do, but that's just what it is, and that's the problem. If you've got a plan, you feel stressed and pressured to get to places all the time. I was thinking about the Helite jacket and us having a bit of a chat about, you know, why it is we've got them and stuff, and I thought it'd be, you know, important for you guys, if you're interested, to know where to find them. So what I'm going to do is I'll see if I can get hold of a discount link for you at all, if that's possible, and if there is, I'll put it in the description below, along with the link as to where you can go by and find these jackets if you're interested for yourself or just want to look them up and see what they're about.
It's one of those things that, like the boots and everything else that you have for your protection, you want to have it, you hope you never ever use it, and you hope you never actually need it.
My bike's just had its first birthday. I'm on 1,606 kilometers, which is there or thereabouts the first 1,000 miles. And so far, I have to say, I'm really pleased we've made the swap to these lighter Teneres. They're just brilliant. I'm not missing the lack of power at all. It's absolutely plenty for roads like this. The only thing we both really want to do is sort out the seat a little bit. They are a bit hard for these longer days when we do hours and hours in the saddle. But you can definitely do 2 or 3 hours at a time. All bikes get sore after that amount of time, but with a couple of light mods making this thing a little bit more comfortable, this can definitely be a long distance tour, as well as something suitable for you know, off-road and ACT and TET and stuff like that. A real do it all. This is the small town or village of Pressac. Everything looks really old and rustic here.
It's so different between, you know, like different regions of France. I love that.
There's a few bikes here. Do you know what? I think we should stop and grab a drink or whatever's on offer, shall we?
We should have.
Yeah, let's stop here. There's a lot of bikes here. There must be a reason why they stopped. Somebody's got a Helite on there. I don't know. Let's go over there though. Let's do the same as they have. Yeah, we'll just go by this sign there. So that guy's got the, I think that's a yellow high-vis Helite. That's too health and safety for me, that is. I'm definitely going for the black one. Not only because it's health and safety yellow, but also they get filthy really, really quick. And yeah, it's not a good look either. Mind you, having said that, if you're working on a building site or something, you don't want to be the bloke turning up with a bright new yellow high-vis that says, I have done no work, or in this case, I have done no miles. It's a nice Ferrari, isn't it? Like I know anything about Ferraris. I've never seen a bad one or an ugly one. Well, what a brilliant idea this was. This is what it's all about. We're sat here now in this old little town with a small bar and tobacco shop with an ice cold Kronenberg 1664 Zero. I'm not sure if we have that one in the UK.
I don't think I've tried it before.
It tastes bloody good here, I'll tell you, in the sunshine.
We feel like we are cooking in those shoes. I've got quite thin merino wool socks, but they are still really hot, so I need to probably look for something that is maybe more summer oriented socks. Have you cooled down yet?
I am not going to be cold on this trip.
Well, if you have one more beer, maybe you'll be a bit cooler.
I'm not sure if this man's got enough beer to keep me happy for the rest of the afternoon, because I have no real intention of leaving this sunny spot.
Great.
I'm pretty much moved in here. You might as well put the tent up over there when he takes the tables in. How good is this place? Just a small bar and tobacco shop on the corner, but it's also the village petrol station, post office, gathering point, small shop. While we've been sat there probably longer than we should do, we've seen loads of bikers come and go and some nice Porsches and Ferraris and all sorts, but isn't this idyllic? Just look at these buildings. I could spend a lot of time here.
I really like that medieval church. I guess it's medieval. It looks really old.
You watch, we're going to go around the corner now, this village, and we're going to see something absolutely amazing.
Oh yeah, what a better place.
I don't know, I really enjoyed sitting there for a little while, having a couple of cold cronies. Very nice too. There does seem to be a lot of really nice cars and bikes and vehicles of all kinds around here. Lovely church.
Really good.
Oh, tapas bar there, look.
It definitely was a medieval village. You'll get that feel from it.
I really enjoyed that. It's funny how these random things become the highlight of your trip or the highlight of your day, just sitting in the sunshine soaking it all up, you know?
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
Pressac was that little town. Everybody waves here. I don't think a single person's gone by without waving on a bike. We're following a road diversion. The road was closed and it's taken us through these amazing little villages. Just look at this place.
Pretty nice.
Oh wow. I mean, how awesome is this?
Well, we need to do more diversions, you know?
Yeah, diversions are good in France.
Proper medieval, and people still live in those. Wow.
What a cool place to be.
Oh, nice bridge.
We're like proper tourists, aren't
Well, we are
lovely
tourists.
river, nice bridge, beautiful buildings. Hey, that's what it's all about though, isn't it? Yeah, that's the whole point of riding through all these places, just to go and see, really.
We don't really spend time to walk around. We just whatever we see from the bike, that's mainly what we see, I think.
I think we see enough from our bikes. Hey, we're still on this diversion there. I'm going down here now.
I don't mind.
What a nice little place.
Another nice street.
This is what we've been missing in France all this time, isn't it? Coming through all these small little towns and really old places. This is what we want to see.
This could be the best diversion I've ever took.
I reckon you could be right. And right now, just look at these old buildings and the wooden shutters and everything.
This is proper old.
This must be a bit of a tourist gem or something here, surely. Look at the place. Should we put the bike here and have a photo? Them YouTubers got to stop every 2 minutes for an Instagram photo.
Oh, honestly, we don't do that nearly enough.
We really don't know. We're blown away by this little town.
I would love to live in a place like this.
Just feels so different to any sort of city or town that we have in the UK. Honestly, we have passed through so many of these little sort of medieval looking hamlets, and we feel like, you know, we can't show you them all. I don't know if it gets old for you, but it definitely doesn't get old for us.
I mean, this is somewhere I would love to live. I love this.
Wow, yeah.
Surrounded by history.
Yeah, a nice little coffee shop or something like that. You could just sit outside and spend all your time sat outside in the sunshine. Fantastic. I want to stop in every one of these little places.
I don't think it would wear off for me if I lived here.
Sold. You haven't got to convince me. I'm in. These small D roads that connect the villages. Lots and lots of fun. So much beauty around as well, but I really enjoy these smaller roads. For some reason it feels so much faster, even though you're only doing, you know, 80 kilometers an hour really. But it just keeps you on your toes. Get caught out every now and again by a tight corner.
This definitely is my favorite type of road. And you know, you go in between those medieval villages and you can just imagine how they would use probably the same roads, different tarmac obviously, but no, not tarmac I mean, but the same type of roads. They're probably unchanged for hundreds and hundreds of years.
I really appreciate the shade that all these trees each side are given as well. The temperatures, the smells, everything keeps changing here. It's just so entertaining to ride these roads where we are right now.
Well, I think in the modern day, a lot of people do not appreciate the trees by the road because of the risk that it has. But back in the day, I think it was used to mark the roads, you know, so you'd know where the road actually is, and maybe shade you from the sand, from the snow, and everything else in between. Well, today we have not secured the campsite. We tried to phone them, but there was no answer. So we're just gonna pop in and see if there is a space for our little tent.
What we do know is, looking at Google reviews, is that the owners are Dutch. And for some reason, on our travels all over the place through Spain and things, Dutch campsites seem to be really good.
Well, if not the best, to be fair. I do love a Dutch campsite.
Well, this must be it. No idea where reception is, what we got to do. Reception is a sign there. So we should put our bikes here and then we'll walk and see what the crack is. Ah, yeah, somebody up there.
Hi!
Hello.
We don't have a booking.
No, that's okay.
Fantastic.
More English.
Yes. We love a Dutch campsite. We always like Dutch people that have a campsite. They always tend to be the best campsite. So we thought, do you ride as well?
Yes.
What do you have?
Yamaha Z.
Oh, nice.
But Tenere, I like very much Tenere, but I'm too short.
Well, once again, we have lucked out at the campsite. We had a really nice walk around the site, a lovely Dutch lady. And then we went up to the barn at the top there and had an ice cream and a chat with her and everything. Really nice, everybody's friendly. We were talking about Dutch campsites and how they always seem to be really pleasant. And she was saying that Dutch people like Dutch campsites, so they can tend to come to Dutch owners. So if you look at some of these number plates, that car for example, that's Dutch, as is that one from the Netherlands, as is that one on the left. This motorhome is from the Netherlands. Isn't that interesting? So me and Eva, we've been sat round here looking at our half-built tent for a little while now, listening to the birdies, doing our favourite thing. Not much really. But Eva's got the Trangia out now, so Eva nipped into the shops earlier, didn't you? You got some dinner. What did you get us?
Potatoes.
Yeah.
And beef bourguignon.
Beef bourguignon.
Bourguignon.
And potatoes.
Yes.
Nice. Now, I've had a look at the beef bourguignon.
Right.
While you were doing that just now.
Oh no. What, did I buy the wrong one?
That beef has got skin on it for a start in the picture.
Right.
Which is worrying. And then I translated what the label says.
Right.
And from high school French, I remember canard being none other than duck.
No.
Yeah.
I don't like duck.
Nor do I. So that. Don't worry, Eva got 2 tins.
It's the same, isn't it?
The same.
Oh, you're joking.
No.
Well,
You bought duck in a tin. So far.
Canard. Who knew? I thought bourguignon was only made with beef.
So we messed up the first day, there was no food. The second day we missed the supermarkets and we had to have a kebab because everything shut at 7:30. The third day was Ascension Day, which meant that all the supermarkets were shut. And now on the fourth day, Eva's bought duck in a tin.
So you have a duck.
This is not going well.
Are you going to give it a try?
No. No, definitely not.
Come on. Everyone else would just give it a fair go, you know?
Well, there's 2 tins, you share
I
it
don't
round.
think there's a point boiling the potatoes even, is it? With some potatoes
That's got
in
mushrooms in it as well.
it. Just you could pick them.
It's like she doesn't know me at all, isn't it?
Well, I thought they were not in it, just in the picture.
Right.
There's too many things you don't eat.
There better
right?
there better be a Just Eat or something here because we got a problem.
I think the lady, the campsite owner, she said she does some fast food. And I saw some crisps, so you'd be all right.
Crispy. This is brilliant, this is brilliant.
Well, I'm going to give it a go.
So look at that, there you go. Duck cooked in red wine.
Okay, Rich went to see if we can get any food. Don't know. I'm going to heat this up and give it a fair go. Oh no. Oh no. So far there is a pleasant smell of wine. Oh, duck with skin. Don't really like duck skin. Oh no. Maybe it's not too bad.
This reminds me of when I went camping on my own and I had to eat the army rations.
You sure you don't want to give it a go?
That looks exactly the same as the army rations.
I can think of a few other things that this looks like.
We never learn our lesson. Things coming out of a tin, they're very rarely good. Custard might be one of the very few examples of that.
Well, that's my dinner.
I have made alternative arrangements. Now I'm going to ask Eva how her dinner is in a minute, but before we do, we all know that the answer's going to be it's lovely, it's great.
No, I'm not going to lie to you.
Let's see.
First of all, it's got skin and I don't like duck skin. That's why I don't order duck at the Chinese, because they leave the duck skin on.
It smells like red wine.
It's edible, but...
My alternative arrangements has turned up. A survival situation, but the guy at the top was good enough to cook us a bowl of chips.
Are you happy now?
Everything always works out in the end. It's not ideal, but it's better than nothing, isn't it? Yeah, it's better than duck, anyway.
Here we are in the tent, ready to sleep. So all it's now missing is a shower to feel a little bit better after this really hot day.
It's been mega hot today.
Really hot, and we had this really nice campsite. The dinner was a bit of a faux pas, or whatever you call it.
Do you know what though? It was right because we took the bowl back to matey and we had a long chat with him and everything, and it turns out he's got an old box eye phaser locked away in the garage, and he hasn't had it going for a while, and I'm a bit of a fan of those. It's all these random things and the people you meet and the things that you do along the way that makes up the travelling. And you know, I love the randomness of it. We never know where we're going to be or where we're going to end up or what's going to happen each day.
Turns out our neighbour here on the pitch next to us is a fresh biker, and he's got 2 nice bikes back in Belgium. So he's looking forward to some more trips. So we had a really good day, waiting for another one tomorrow. We've got some things planned. And we also like to thank somebody who didn't leave a name, who bought us a night's camping. You know who you are.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well,
and we'll see you on the next one.
love you, bye.
Love you, bye.